Okay, here at J.M.D. Small Engine Repair, I am just thankful to say that we have the opportunity to work on this global industrial fan. These units are pretty nice when you need them, and we have the privilege of working on this for a pretty highly rated painting company. They're Two Dudes Painting out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania here, and they do a heck of a job. I haven't personally seen it, but I can just tell by the relationship that we've built and the mentality that they have as a group, as a whole. Their work probably aligns with they put out awesome work, and the reviews do also align that they put out similar work to what I would want if I was hiring a painter. So yeah, Beth and them, they're awesome. I love them to death. Great customers. I wanted to let them know I do appreciate once again the couple things they blessed me with last week when they dropped off this equipment along with the generator, I believe it is out there, that they'd like me to fix. So I wanted to show you here. Pretty cool. Looks like we will possibly have an easy solution for us. If you see right inside there, it appears as if the fact it will do zero, zilch, nothing could very well be the fact that that wire has disconnected from the main power switch here. So we have it plugged in. I have this nice little lit up cord. You can kind of see it there. I like that because then it allows me to know whether my cord stays plugged in or whatever, if it would get unplugged or accidentally what have you. But yeah, basically right now we do this and we get nothing. I even turned the music down to listen for the dying hum of a motor, which I did not hear. But it only took me a minute or so to then come in here and recognize the good news, in my opinion, that it appears as if that connection in the middle is not connected to our switch, and I believe when I get that back together, we're going to be operating just fine again. So the only other thing she asked me to do here is this fan blade here is bent. So I'm going to go ahead and take this screen off, which looks to be, I don't know, 8mm bolts or Phillips head driver, something of that nature. Pull them bolts out, we'll bend that back, rewire or reconnect them and make sure it's all done appropriately. We clean the connections, do silicone electric grease to accomplish that. So I don't know that guys are going to want to necessarily watch me do this, and I don't necessarily have the time to edit or fast forward through these videos as I would like. Just trying to juggle 3 to 5 hats at one time and start new business endeavors and all kinds of crazy things that go on within my mind, and it's not a bad thing. I'm truly blessed to be here today, and it's an honor to have the ability to work on Two Dudes Paintings equipment and allow me to work on this fan. It's not my everyday ordeal, but I've done it every single time I've done it in the past 2 years. I took on a job of this nature. I've had no problems coming to the results, and either most times the customer will fix it, and it's a lot. So far, have been a lot of things like this, just disconnected. Or I at least can get the parts and give them an idea as to what it would cost, and know confidently within myself that that's definitely not how that should diag or diagnose. So if I buy that part, we're definitely going to have one part of the equation solved. And electric equipment and even this kind of stuff, it's very basic. You have 110 volts, you got a switch, you got a motor, and in this particular case is a belt and some bearings, and a fan blade. There's just not much to it. If you're mechanically inclined, mechanics in general, it just flows with your life. The more you hone it, the more you can just understand how things work, as long as you remain humble and have that true desire to just understand greater what you might be able to learn. I've come to terms to realizing that each and every day I have an amazing opportunity to work in this environment and learn something. I passionately get excited when I learn something. So today I get the opportunity to learn that this wire is disconnected. I'm most likely going to put it back on that 6-pole switch, and this thing's most likely going to blow an amazing amount of wind. What a blessing. So I know you guys probably don't care to see that. I don't have the time to edit it. I'm going to try to pause this and then come back with the results after I get done fixing this and, well, attempting to fix this. Alrighty guys, we'll be back soon. Okay, the music's a little loud here. So, alright, well, I want to just say we got her all connected, or reconnected, I guess we should say. Let's see how this tripod works. Yeah, alright, so then, yeah, basically, she's connected, and before I attempted it, just in case we have some exciting things happen, I figured I would turn this back on. I just gonna plug it in and see what happens. I would not recommend at all trying this at home, guys. Oh, I saw power. That was pretty cool. But, okay. So, something happened right there. Okay, I did... There was a little jolt of power. So it looks like plugging the switch in was not enough. I'm going to go ahead and double check the wiring here, but I'm pretty much certain that that was the correct order, and if it's not, well then I'll own up for it. But I'm pretty positive that once I double check that, we're going to have to then go down into here, which appears to be a junction box where the switch, the power in, and the motor out all connect. So that's where we're going to be going next once I confirm that my wiring up here on the switch is correct. But I will say, when I first plugged it in, it was in the high position here, and that's what caused it. So I'm hoping that that wasn't my issue there, but there was a problem there. Right when I plugged it in, it did do something. It moved slightly. So as long as my wiring's correct here, then that shows me that something happened here. There was some sort of energy transferring to this particular motion, and I heard it as well. But I can't confirm yet until we get to that. So I'm going to pause this again and yeah, come back when it's actually all figured out and let you know what the results of this was. So basically, I took my multimeter into these connections here while I was plugged in, you know, standard, multimeter. I have a Craftsman here. I really do like the quality of it, as far as I've had it for, two years or so now. It has a lifetime warranty. I don't know how I would even go about trying to get that, since it's 20 bucks, but if anyone knows, leave a comment. And then I bought these Fluke test leads, in which I've been buying Chinese ones for years, but these are pretty sweet. Fluke test leads. I've had a lot of success with them so far for the short period of time I've had them. But either way, I've tested this this connection here in any combination of the three. We have a red, a black, and a white. So I've tried white and black, which is what I would be familiar with as 110 power. Then we have this red, which I imagine is an additional power source, so we can utilize the high and the low in the switch. Either way, no matter how you put these connections together with the 200 amp AC circuit, this thing won't focus for nothing. Yeah, there we go. The 200 amp. Oh, well, there we go. There's the problem. See? I'm not perfect either. Let's try that. We might have a lot better success. Ha! See? Even the pros screw it up. Okay, so yeah, we did get a little bit different results. Still not what I'm expecting or needing to see, but since we have something other than zero, I'm going to try to show you here, being the one person that I am. We have 0.45, so 4.5 alternating current volts. And that's pretty much what we get across the board here, depending on how you combined all these together. 4.6 alternating current volts. And yeah, I did a couple other ways, but there was no way to get to the 110 or 115 volts in which I was expecting to see. However, there is a chance that, knowing the bit that I do know about electricity, there is a chance that we're only supposed to receive 4.5 volts here, as you know, 110 volts might blow that switch out. This might be reduced down here in this box below, as far as to only send 4.5 alternating current volts to not blow out or melt the switch. So I'm not saying that 4.5 volts is or is in fact not correct, but I am just documenting that 4.5 volts at the three-way switch, high, low, and off, is here and present. Okay, so the next step is I got this box off here. I guess I'll put that back for a second, get a better idea. But I pulled this off, this back plate came off with it. I was able to see here basically a handful of wires, which is appearing to connect our 110 from out here to our motor, to our switch. But more interesting to me here is I noticed a 250 volt AC capacitor. So it would be, it looks like CBB 60, 250 volt. This camera does not like to autofocus so well. Just relatively new to me. 250 volt AC, 50 to 60 hertz, and a max temp of 70 degrees Celsius. And it looks like a build date of April 11th, 2018. So that to me is interesting. I guess, well, what it tells me is that this this 110 power coming into the unit needs to be amplified to appear apparently up to a 250 volt alternating current ability or power energy ratio, to then probably power this two-phase electric motor. So yeah, that just confirms greater to me that there's a very less likelihood that that switch assembly up here is probably not supposed to be reduced to a 4.5 volts of power. The things that melt switches are not necessarily alternating currents, it's amps behind it, or draw, or the load that it creates on the circuit. So, I mean, 1,000 volts or 2,000 volts won't necessarily kill you. It's when you have amps behind it that it becomes deadly. So there is a very decent chance that that switch is designed to power 110 or 250 volts through it, no problem, as long as there's not amps behind it. So I'm not saying that's the case, but I know in theory that could work just fine. But at this particular point, I'm going to go ahead and make a quick phone call to a trusted technician as well, and see what his ideology or his thought process behind that capacitor, the volts up here at the switch are, and then just confirm the next direction I'm thinking I want to go with him, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, stay tuned. We are back as we have the update. Okay, well, the other service tech didn't answer, and I do not have I'm not going to choose to take the time to research this at the moment. I'm fairly certain I know enough information that between me and him we're going to be able to determine the issue and proceed the most effective way, efficiently possible. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up here, and this will be part 1 of 2, and I just want to thank again to Beth and Two Dudes Painting for all the work they've provided and the help that they've allowed me to have over the years with knowing them and the ability to grow and just become better as a whole. So thanks a lot, Beth, and thanks for all you guys tuning in, and yeah, check up here hopefully later on today for the part 2 of this, and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys. Peace. Yeah.